Bonjour and welcome to episode 6 of Living a French Life. We had a great comment on one of our YouTube videos. It's from Maureen, and she wants to know, I have just stumbled across your channel. How is it possible to leave Hawaii and come to France?
That's a good question.
It's a good question.
That was my fault.
Yes. Karen has wanted to live in France since she was a little girl.
Yes. I've always been in love with the country. My ancestral roots are here, and I have a lot of family. There just never seemed to be the right time to make such a big move, and I suppose there never really is. But both of our children are attending university in Europe, and it takes 2 nights of sleeping on a plane to get from Hawaii to London, and that just wasn't going to work. So we followed them.
Yeah, it's an entire planet away. So
Hawaii was great, though, and yes, we do miss much of it. And
the people were fantastic.
Yep, we did. It was a wonderful place and great place to raise our children, but we're really happy to be here in Southwest France.
Yeah. Maureen also wants to know, we seem to have a lot of experience in restoring and renovating old houses. Are you going to do the work all by yourself? Yeah, we have some experience.
Yes.
Yeah, this is our 9th house.
It's our smallest house we've ever done, but it's the biggest project.
Yeah, that is for sure true. And we will do much of the work ourselves for a number of reasons. One, we know how to do this stuff.
That's true. We do have a lot of experience.
2, we are a lot cheaper than hiring somebody to do the work.
Well, we have a really tight budget. We've got to really stay on task, and artisans are expensive. Now, of course, those things that need to have professional attention, like our fosse septique, the septic system, we will definitely hire a professional for those things.
Yeah, absolutely. I do not know how to run an excavator, and that's definitely outside my comfort zone. Also, we to put the Cles de Tirant, which we're going to be discussing later on in the episode, to put those in, we need a very large drill to put holes in the stone in order to put the tie rods in place. And I don't have that drill. But it turns out that our friend Francis, who you met in the last episode, his next door neighbor is an artisan who does put in Cles de Tirant for chateaus and listed
He's a stonemason.
Yes, we're going to use him for a couple of things.
And we really appreciate, we like supporting the community, and we appreciate friends sharing their skills, expertise, and their precious time.
The other reason to do it, of course, is that when you are hiring out work, you're at the whim of somebody else's schedule. And if you do most of the work yourself, then the only person you can blame if you miss a target date is yourself.
Yeah, we're trying to hold together a timeline. In fact, I suppose we can put this on record, is that we would like to be moved in, understanding we'll be camping, but moved into the house by April 1st.
That's
and that
true.
Requires a toilet. So running water and a toilet. We can do without a lot of things, but that's sort of a necessity. And we'll see if we can make that target. We gotta hold the timeline together.
As a matter of fact, that will be season 2, will be when we actually make the move. Maureen also wanted to know where we were staying right now while we were doing the work. As luck would have it, there is a rental house right here in the same little hamlet that we're in. It's literally a 30-second walk from our front door here to the front door of our petite maison.
It's ideal, and the proprietors are lovely people,
wonderful people,
sharing their home with us. And but we are looking forward to getting into the house, because that means we won't be paying rent at the same time, and we can use those funds in the restoration.
That's right. Maureen also asks, where do you get all the energy? Well, I drink a lot of coffee.
That's true.
Yeah. But we don't always have the energy. It's really a little by little.
Little by little. It's a big project, and you have to be madly in love with the journey. You have to enjoy the process, because that is what you're going to be doing for the next year and a half. And if you're just in it for the outcome, you're going to be really disappointed and frustrated. So we have our energy because we're excited to get in to the house. We hope to be in by spring, and it keeps us going. So we'll continue to share a little bit more about what we're doing and why we're doing it, because I think those questions are very important. Today, it's all about holding it together. We got to hold the house together, the walls together, and the budget together. And so join us today as Tim takes us over at a look at our walls.
All right, so this is the exterior wall, one of the exterior walls where we're going to be putting the Tirant. So if you imagine just above the level of this window over here, but way out here on the corner, just inside the interior wall, we're going to have a rod that's going to go all the way through the house. On this side, there's going to be the Cles de Tirant, or the plaque d'ancrage, which is going to hold the wall here. We're going to have another one which is going to be just below the level of the rez-de-chaussee, so it's going to be right about here. And the wall is about this thick, so it's going to be right around here. We're going to have one here, one directly above it, up at that level, and then on the inside of the house there will be a turnbuckle that will turn to just gently squeeze without moving the stones, just holding everything in place. So historian Karen explained to me that the tie rods are actually ancient Roman technology. They use them to hold their arches together. The arches want to go this way, and so if you put a beam in between, it keeps them together. Same technology we're using here. Now, since the Cles de Tirant are going to be on the exterior of the house, they have to look good. That's a design decision, and that's up to Karen.
So we're working on stabilizing the exterior wall so that it doesn't fall. And one of the things we're going to be doing is putting in Tirant. They are rods that go into both walls and sort of keep the side walls together. And one of the things that you need is a plaque, an iron plaque, a Cles de Tirant that goes on the outside. You might know them from Charleston, and they have those metal iron rosettes on the outside of the building. So we've been talking about that, and I'm really not feeling what is the least expensive option to go with, which is just an X. To me, it just feels like you're not welcome, no abundance here, kapu, keep away, and that's not what I want to have for the house. However, they can be extremely expensive, and so, even with the standard X, you're looking at around, 60 euros, or I don't know, $72 a piece, and we need 4 of them. So I'm really in this tussle right now, because if I do something else, the price is going to go up by probably double, and they do the same thing. So it doesn't increase its functionality. It's just a matter of aesthetic. Still, they're going to be there forever on this house, and I want our contribution to be something that someone looks up at 100 years from now and says, wow, those are really beautiful Cles de Tirant, or they notice them, or they just, it gives somebody a sense of, wow, what a beautiful thing that's been added to the house. So it's useful in that it stabilizes our exterior wall, and it's just a nod of something different. So I'm struggling with that right now.
So, Karen, have we come at long last to a design decision on the Cles de Tirant?
We have. We have come to a decision. We've actually ordered them. They're en route. They should be here any day now. And what we wound up doing was going with a local manufacturer. They're going to be simple, not a cross. They're sort of a simple swoop, which was historically was often used on many houses of this kind. I did find some that I really liked that were old ones, but they were just too elaborate and not appropriate for the house.
Yeah, I like what you chose.
And the neighbors liked them, so we cleared
They
it
do
up.
have to look at them.
Exactly. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
So that'll wrap it up for this episode of Living a French Life. Thank you so much for your comments. Keep your questions coming and we'll do our best to answer them. And remember, watch each episode to the end because that's where we put the outtakes.
Yeah, and thank you for your support. We couldn't do it without you. You're kind of what holds it all together.
Indeed.
So make sure you like and subscribe and share with all your friends. And we'll see you next time on Living a French Life.
What are we doing next time? What are we doing next time?
I don't know.
Okay. Maybe it'll be a very special episode. Tim and Karen. À tout à l'heure.
It's a pretty clean morning. I take a walk outside.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bienvenue.
Bienvenue. Bonjour. Bon. I'm sure the first one was fine. I just was
know.
doing another one for safety. And now we've done it 87 times.
Fell apart.